morning. Happy Friday, peeps. Friday morning in Australia. I thought I would jump on here today and share a bit about my story. I've had so many new followers lately. Or when you come on, say hi, tell me where you're from, and drop me a follow if you're not. Hey, Leanne, how are you? I hope that's how you say your name. So I thought I'd just jump on, as I said, introduce myself again. My name is Annabelle. This is for all my new followers that are out there. So I started in this space 2 years ago. Basically, long story short, is I have 4 gorgeous children. They're all finished school, grown up, young adults. But one back many years. I married with my 4 beautiful babies and kaput, it was all over in one foul day. Anyway, moving on from that, my youngest child was born with lifelong disabilities. So I had a lot on my plate. So basically I raised the 4 children on my own. When my 4th baby was born, my eldest was just turning 5. So I had 4 babies in under 5 years. So I was pretty busy. Anyway, I decided that, I just had to raise these children and I wanted to raise them and educate them exactly the same way I had, give them all the morals, the values, the beliefs, everything that I was raised with. Don't get me wrong, they spent quite a bit of time when they were younger with their dad, so that's all cool. But pretty much raising them was left to me. So I didn't work for a number of years because obviously my youngest one was so terribly, terribly ill as a baby and an infant. And then I started to work from home. I worked as a travel agent first, and then after that, I worked as a mortgage and finance broker for a number of years, more in a casual capacity so that I could sort of come and go as I was needed on the home front, because, just put it lightly, I stopped counting the amount of surgery she's had at 50. I still kept all the little armbands I've got from her. Anyway, random, but I just kept them. I don't know why. Anyway, so, it was really, really hectic, busy days, busy times. And also, too, trying to meet the needs of my other 3 children who all, in their own right, had those needs. So I worked for many years in finance broking and then moved over into the higher education sector as a project manager. And I worked my way up the ranks there, which was always my trade and my skill as such. And I still am employed. I'm actually on long service leave at the moment, which is so good. I'm not going to the office for 3 months. So exciting. And I have cut back recently because of my affiliate digital marketing business. I have been able to cut back to part-time, which has been incredible. So basically, wind forward to when I turned 50, which was about 3 years ago, I just knew I had lived paycheck to paycheck my entire adult life. I just was fed up. I just knew I just couldn't do this anymore. I'm lucky where I work at a university. It has a very good, what we call in Australia, superannuation scheme, which is like I think the Americans call it pension funds, so like retirement funds. So I've been very lucky in that respect. I still have that, but you can't touch that till you're 65. So I've got a long way. I love saying that, a long way, not that long, but I do have quite some years before I'm able to touch any of that money. So I got to 50 and, as I said, I was sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. So I basically just, I started to scroll the internet looking late at night, for ways to make money online. And what I knew over the years, I had, I sold Tupperware at one stage to try and bring in extra income. I tried a few different things, but nothing that was really sustainable in the long term. And the problem that I had was that I was already working full time, raising 4 children on my own. One that was constantly sick. So she would go to school, someone would have a bug. If someone got the bug for 2 days, she'd get it for 2 weeks. So she would be at home for 2 weeks at a time. Like, a little bit of dermatitis on her face once turned into 6 weeks off school because the infection was if you can imagine, like a crusty, disgusting, it was all over her face. It was terrible, the poor little thing. So her immune system is just shot. So that was the sort of stuff that I was dealing with. So I knew to create extra income, also for these medical bills. I mean, a lot of our stuff in Australia, we have a fund called Medicare. So a lot of that is covered by that, but a lot of it also isn't. And if you wanted to get seen sooner than later, you have to go privately, so you have to pay for that. So that was what I was doing because I just didn't have time to waste. This child was already so behind with everything that I had to pay for a lot of that myself. So where was I going with that? God, lost train of thought already. So basically what I knew was that I couldn't get another job outside of the home. Whatever I did, I had to do in the home. I even thought of doing things like taking people to ironing and, ironing during the night when everybody was asleep, because I just knew I had to make money, but I knew that I couldn't, what I was going to make at that time was not going to weigh up having babysitters in the house. And I didn't want to do that. My kids already had enough turmoil. I just needed to have everything, as it was. So I started to look in the online space. So this was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, which if you think how far the online space has come in that time. So there weren't as many opportunities as there are now, but there certainly were opportunities. So I see all these women scrolling saying, I work from home, I post reels, I post videos, this, that, and the other. And they were making really, really good money. And I thought, look, what have I got to lose? So I got in touch with someone who was in that space. This girl, she was in Canada from memory. And eventually, long story short, I purchased her course. So I purchased her course. It cost me $6,000, which was probably all I kind of had left in my savings at the time. So I put everything into this. I felt sick with worry, but I knew if it took work was what I was going to do. Whatever it took, I didn't have an option for it to fail. So I did that for 3 months, and crickets. I posted 5 times a day. Sorry, I got something in my eye. 5 times a day for 3 months, and I saw crickets. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Didn't make a cent. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. So it was October. It was coming up Christmas. I went down south to see family for Christmas. And another friend of mine sort of jumped ship from that first program and just said, look, I'm in this new program. It's on sale. It's $1,500. Why don't you jump ship? It's a new thing. Lots of people are jumping ship. And of course, I just had shiny object syndrome. I just wanted it to work. So I borrowed the money from my mum, which was so bad. But I borrowed it from her. I said, don't ask what it's for, but I will promise I will pay you back by March. So it's like a shite. Anyway, so I borrowed the money, went all in, and made my first sale actually within 24 hours. So that actually made my $1,500 back, which was so good. So I paid mum back, and that was it. I was on there. Now, I don't know what it was, whether it was, I think probably also it was the new year. Everybody gets to this time of the year and we're all just dragging ourselves through. We get to Christmas and then we go, oh, hang on a sec. It's the 1st of January, and not a lot of people want to go back to the same thing that they were doing in the year prior. So they start to look for different opportunities. So in that January, I made, I think it was about $9,000. God, my memory serves me terribly. I do have it written down, but it was about $9,000 in the January, and I couldn't believe it. And that's US dollars. So I'm in Australia. So 9,000 US, roughly, I would say, is probably talking about maybe 11, 12,000 Australian. So it's definitely more, which was incredible. And then I just went on from there, and I made $145,000 in that first year. Part of the program that I was in, we're looking for coaches. I also do a lot of coaching and mentoring in my day job. So I said, yep, sure, I'll do that. So I worked for them as well, coaching students. So they came in you had a base level, and then you had a $10,000 level where people would buy in at $10,000 because they wanted access to a coach. They wanted to fast track themselves. So I would do coaching for a lot of those students. So at any given time, I could have 100 plus students, which was incredible. And then every weekend, it was my Saturday morning, I would also hold a Zoom call, and I would coach and mentor all students on those Zoom calls. Some of those calls could have 300-400 people on them, and some of them could go for, I used to try and have to cut it off at 3 hours sometimes. It was incredible. But obviously, the value that I was providing, the students loved it. They got all their questions answered. They got their accounts reviewed. They got tips and tricks and whatever they needed, etc. So they were students that had invested to fast track themselves because they wanted the help, they wanted to succeed, and they wanted to get it done. So that was, what are we now, 2024? So that was last year, 2023. I ended up going to Dubai. This time last year, actually, I was in Dubai at a marketing mastermind, which was insane. We did incredible things. Like we went out on luxury yachts. We went to Heston Blumenthal's restaurant at the Atlantis Hotel, which was just a once in a lifetime bucket list experience. We had dinner under the stars in the desert. We just did the most incredible things. It was a fabulous day, a fabulous 5 or 6 days we were there, apart from the fact that I got COVID. But anyway, that's okay. We can cope with that. So I did that. And then this year I decided what I really wanted to do. My heart and soul was in the coaching, but also in long-term businesses. So with affiliate marketing, basically you are someone who's providing a product and service, and you are promoting that product and service for a commission. So you are reliant on other people's businesses as such. So if, for instance, say that particular person in that who owned that product decided they were going to take their business elsewhere or do something else with their lives, well, then you don't have a business. If that is your only product, you don't have a business, because once they take that away, you can't promote it anymore. So I decided, I really thought long and hard about this, and I stepped back from my business a little bit, which also, it might hurt me income wise. But I really wanted to put my heart and soul into something long-term and sustainable. Because let's face it, I am, what am I now, 53? I don't want to be doing this anymore. I am tired. That's why I've taken a long leave of absence from my 9 to 5. I'm tired of doing both. So I've always had my business and my 9 to 5 like this, and my business goes up a bit, then I get a bit tired, it goes down a bit. Hey, Jules, that's one of my friends. Jules has just joined. And I always wanted to, make enough, have a long-term sustainable business enough so that I could leave my 9 to 5. So that's what I've done pretty much. So as I said, my heart and soul is in the coaching. I still have a couple of programs that I am an affiliate for. But the main program that I love and promote, Digital Wealth Academy, I have never seen anything like it. It is absolutely insane. It covers everything and more. And the beauty about it is that if you choose to grab those products and resell that, you make 100% of that money. So what you bought it's yours to resell to get full 100% profit off it. But a lot of people just choose this program to learn the skills, and the skills that you learn in that, it covers everything now, inclusive of drop shipping with TikTok Shop, all the latest things. It's all in there. Men's marketing, faceless marketing, you name it, it's all in there. It's a whole lot of modules. And I know to someone who's not in this space yet, you might think, whoa, that's all a bit overwhelming. But it's not. It's beautiful little small modules that we have videos, text, and you go through at your own pace, and you take from it what you want and leave what you don't need. So what I do with my students now is that I have my Creators my Creators Collective Academy. And so students come in, and I often get a lot of students who are already in the space and they just want that one-on-one coaching. So they come in, they purchase a 90-day sprint with me, and we work one-on-one for 90 days. And we go through everything in their business already, but we also go back to the basics with the mindset, limiting beliefs, a lot of that stuff, because a lot of people just think if they put content out there, like I have a girlfriend at the moment who's getting, hundreds of new followers each week. I think she's up around the 30 to 40,000 followers now. But the content that she's putting out there, it's not bringing people in, so it's not the right content. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have. I know another girl who's got 2,500 followers, and she's just cracked $150,000, in the last 7 months. So it just proves you do not need to have a large following to be making incredible money. So this person would be a fantastic, not the 2,000, but the one with the 40,000, 30,000 followers would be a fantastic example of who needs a coach and who needs to get their business overhauled, change their whole strategy, because it's like the definition of insanity. If you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, that's insanity, because it's not going to happen. You have to change. You have to fail forward. I love that saying at the moment. You have to fail forward to achieve the results. And if you're not making consistent, regular money, you need to stop. You need to reassess all of your business, and you need to change your strategies. And I actually did that earlier this year, and have been working with another coach who is a multiple 8-figure earner. She is insane. And again, she got 300 people in her community. Not a lot. But what she charges, it's expensive. But you know what? It's an investment. Also a tax deduction too, because you're investing in your own business. But it is insane, the true value of setting up a true business. Because with affiliate marketing, when you just jump into someone else, it can be a done for you course, and you're like, everything's done for you, so you don't have to do anything on the back end and stuff. And as I said, that's great. If you're doing well, fantastic, ride the wave, go with it. But it's not long-term sustainable. In the end, you know, as I said, they control your business and that's it. And aren't we all getting into this space so that we can get out of our 9-to-5s, we can make our own, we can call our own shots, we can do our own thing. Hey, if you've just joined, a lot of people have just joined, please say hi or give me a wave, let me know where you're from. So as I said, we were just talking here about my story, how I started in this space, and how it's so important to build a business for the long term. Because honestly, if you don't do that, then, you know, you're just not going to, it's going to be a very short-winded ride and you're going to burn out. And let me tell you, burnout is real in this business. I did burn out very early this year. I had gone like full steam ahead, basically working 3 or 4 jobs around the clock for about 18 months, which was obviously my 9-to-5, my coaching, my own business, and then other private coaching students. So I was pretty burnt out. And that's when I thought, well, this is not sustainable in the long term. So I had to stop, reassess, rebuild my business, which is what I've done. And as I said, I've created the Creators Collective Academy for my coaching students, and also a really fantastic ebook, which is free, called the Creators Launchpad. If you want that, you can just head to the link in my bio and it'll take you straight there, and I can send you that for free. So I won't waffle on anymore. I've got the lawnmower man in the background, if you can hear. And also the best bit of my day is I fixed my coffee machine. It was broken yesterday. It was only 2 weeks old and I had some sort of airlock in it. Anyway, I fixed that, so that's good. Go the single mum who is, I'm not bringing in a technician to fix that. I'm going to fix it myself, so I did. So yeah, so that's my story. I hope it's inspiring for you. As I said, I have been to the end of the earth and the pits of hell with what I've done with my family and my children. And we survived. Yeah, I might have a few wrinkles, but you know, nothing Botox can't fix. You know, I survived. I have a thriving business, really beautiful, lovely students that I work with. And if I can do this, I am living proof. I know it sounds so cheesy, but I absolutely am living proof that if everything I've experienced and gone through in life, if I can do this, you can actually do it too. So I guess the choice, as I say to people who, you know, you can choose to move forward with your life, or you can, and give it a go, or you can stay stuck. And if you stay stuck, I guarantee you'll be stuck this time next year in 2025. So what I'm offering is a 15-minute call with me. It doesn't cost you anything. It's no obligation, etc. Let's chat through. If this is something you're interested in, let's talk about it. Let's talk where you are, where you want to be, where you are, whether you're in the beginnings of your business, whether you've even started or not, whether you've started but you're just flatlining and not getting any progression or making any money. Let's talk. So I can be absolutely contacted through dropping me a DM. Just make sure you're following me so that I can get the DM and respond to you, and we'll go from there. Have a great Friday, everybody, and I will chat to you tomorrow. Bye.